I was going to talk about the markets today and kind of what I saw and went over. And then I get a few emails after dark. I get
So how
a
do I
bunch of these.
see that page that page that you had that you wrote that had all the stuff on it?
This. Okay, so I can actually share this with you.
Yes, the May 26, 2022. How do I see that on my screen by myself without you having to pull it up?
Oh, that's a great. Yeah, I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if it
Is
can
that
do
your
that.
Substack thing?
No, this is called Rome Research. This is where I keep all of my stuff. So Rome, yes. So Rome is organized by like hashtags and backlinks. So like everything that I want to talk about, I have in like a content queue. And then everything that I tag with the content queue, it links up right here. And then I can just go into each thing individually and it's got all my notes. And then I can go like back to the daily and stuff like that. So it is a way, traditionally like in Notion and Evernote, you have the traditional file system. So like you have to go drag it to a folder and file it under this. It's none of that with this. It is just you write something and you put brackets around it and it creates a page or a tag, like this is tag crypto. So everything that I have linked, in crypto taxes is linked. Yeah.
All right, so hang on, just stay on that page right there because me having access to that page would be great. But before we roll, let's give about 10 seconds of just complete quiet. Let me say this one last thing, and I can't. There it went. Thank God. I don't know what the hell that was.
Okay, I think we have a private chat. Hold on. I think we have a private chat here. I think I can actually share that with you.
Am I blurry to you?
Yeah, a little bit. Do you see the private?
It's blurring me out. I see what it's doing. It's I've got the blur effect on, so if I'm moving too much, it's gonna blur me. Okay, so here's the deal. Go quiet. Leave that up for just about 10 seconds, and give me about 30 seconds here of just quiet, and then I'm gonna do something. Then we can just roll. So kind of like the Joe Rogan, and we're here. So just one sec.
I wonder.
Hang on, just quiet. Just that way, because we can look at the audio if we want to edit. Just one second. Just quiet.
I wasn't looking at the audio. I was trying to see. I don't know what YouTube puts on there. Like if somebody comes across it, like searching like market type stuff, I was trying to edit the description. So like if their algos pick up like, they're talking about, stocks, crypto, markets, crap like that.
All right. Hang on. Just quiet for 10 seconds. And boom, we're live. What's up, everybody? It's May 26th. It's the Market After Dark with Hunter and Caleb Dismuke. It's a lot to get to today. We got the crypto security debate that's going to court. Tech's reckoning with reality. Still a little half-baked. It's a rough year ahead for tech companies. We're going to be looking at all of that tonight in the Market Talk After Dark. Hey, grab your beers. Grab whatever. We're talking tech. We're talking stocks. We're talking finance because it's the fucking Market After Dark show. Yeah, let's roll.
That's pretty nice. I like that.
Right? Boom. Hey, it's the Market After Dark.
Hey, can you click on that Rome link I sent you?
I can check. Let me see.
Because then you can see it. You can't edit it, but you should be able to see it.
Yeah, I don't need to edit it. My computer's going to go real slow because I'm still using 2015.
Yeah, you need to upgrade, dog.
Oh, dude, listen. This week has been just not fun for all of the paperwork that I've had to do. Editors from the state of Arkansas calling me asking for receipts last year. It's just like I don't even want to get into it. Oh yeah, got it. It's here, so I can look at it. That's all I need.
Okay, so do you see like today's agenda? If you click on that, you see how that circle's a little bit bigger. You can click on that. And like any circle that's bigger than that, like it just goes deeper into it. Do you see that?
Got you. Yeah. It's going into the webpage right
now. So if you click Command left arrow, it'll take you back out.
Okay. All right. So right now it's running to the daily notes for whatever the hell this is. That's weird. It jumped right back to the main page, which is odd. Okay, hang on.
So if you hit Control-Shift-D, I don't know how it does it when I share a link, but if you hit Control-Shift-D, it'll take you back to this main page you see. Yeah.
Got you. 3 companies reported earnings. Flexa, you can have crypto and spend it too. Hey, I tell you what, just as a practice run,
Mm-hmm.
how do I get back?
So if you on mine, if you hit Command left arrow, it'll take you back out. Or if you want to go to the daily, hit Control Shift D, and that should take you all the way back out.
And Command Shift D. Nope, that is not that.
Control Shift D, not Command. Control Shift D.
Oh, that's right, because you got that. There we go. Okay. Hey, can we just talk about? Can we take about 10 seconds and just? There's plenty here to dive into.
Yeah, dude. We don't have to talk. Like, I'll talk about this market stuff after we get off the phone. So we don't have to. After we get off the horn. So we don't have to go into that.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of digging it right now. In all honesty, I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but before we jump into all the markets and where, I tell you what, why don't we tease this, and before I roll off, let's talk about the markets. Let's take a look at what's going on. But before I roll off, let's talk about the season finale of Billions, of the final season of 5 and 6, because I finally watched it and caught up, and I've got thoughts, and I've got big time thoughts, and then at some point I would definitely love to talk about how ridiculous watching the Uber show seems to be. And
so I haven't watched the Uber show.
Well, I haven't watched all of it. I've watched enough of it to just.
Is it worth starting? I mean, like, I know the story, so it's like weird. Like I
think you've got to watch it. I mean, there's a whole story. Let's tease it. We'll come back to it at the end. It's got to stay at the end so people stick around, because that's the fun conversation. So,
do you like Billions, the show, at all?
You really want to get into this now? I'm not even done.
Yeah, talk about Billions.
All right, listen. You got to understand two things. Number one, if we're going to talk about the markets, we're going to talk about the markets, what the markets are going to do. If we're going to talk about entertainment and film, that's my world. Those are things I want to do. I am highly opinionated. No, you've not seen the movies I've made yet. No, you've not seen the films I've acted in and been in yet, but you're going to. But all that being said, I'm going to tell you this. I never cared for Billions in the way that it was presented to us. Not in the concept, the idea behind it. But Damian Lewis as an actor, in my personal opinion, we've never seen him at his best potential.
Okay.
His potential, his showing as Captain Winters in Band of
Brothers. Yeah.
Was so majestic and so incredible. We live in a time.
Not to interrupt you. Hold on. I'm just browsing through here. I'm going to be interrupting you a little bit, just because while you're talking, I'm just going to go through charts on some of this stuff. Since crypto trades 24/7, I'm just going to go through this stuff. So keep talking. This is a chart of Ethereum or Ether, and I'm long somewhere back up in here, and I was going to get out somewhere below this level right here. So if we look, if it cracks this, we're another 30% lower, possibly, somewhere around there. I do find it interesting that it is doing worse than Bitcoin or Solana for that. Oh, my God. Can't type.
So I've got a confession to make. So yeah. I've got a very minimal amount of cash right now on hand to invest. But actually, 2 days ago, I just bought Cardano. And I bought,
let's take a lookie.
I bought Cardano and I bought Doge. Did I buy Doge? Okay. I bought a very small amount of Doge, and I bought a larger thing of Cardano simply because a gut instinct, nothing else, just the idea and the perception and the belief that probably both of those, not Doge, but potentially Cardano hit the bottom, that it may not go much further lower. And I think long term, I think Cardano happens to be one of those cryptos that has the potential, only because Mark Cuban invested in it and gave his backing. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't do it. And that's just me, not as an educated investor, but recognizing that I think there's going to be utilization for an Ether. And I think there's going to be a utilization for Solana and potentially Cardano. Musk believes there's going to be utilization for Doge. I think he may be right in that in some regards. But there's also a lot of argument in Bitcoin of whether there will actually be any utilization to Bitcoin or not. But all that being said, crypto, I definitely think Cardano has potential to have some kind of utilization that pushes it towards an upwards trend in, 12 months, 24 months, 36 months that's worth investing in right now.
So, if Mark Cuban told you to sell it, would you sell it? Like if he said he's out, he's done, would you sell it?
I think if he said sell it, it would cause a lot of investors to lose faith that it has long-term viability.
Do you know what Cardano does? Like what what it's supposed to do? I really have no idea.
I don't. I mean, I know, which is terrible to say that. I mean, listen, I'm investing $2,000. Like, I'm not throwing a ton of cash, but I mean, I'm like, I bet I'm down $200, which is like, damn it, which is not a lot, but still. Yeah, I'm down $200. Is exactly what I'm down. But I've looked into Cardano a little bit. Yeah, proof of stake and whatnot. I don't have enough of a knowledge of crypto and its workings to really have a good solid understanding investing. Which is why, as a major investor, like clearly I'm not investing big dollars. I mean, I've got this is throw around play money, not
right.
totally,
Yes.
but like, hey, if you lose a little bit here, okay. The idea, I'm still getting educated on the blockchain. I'm still getting educated on Web3. I mean, I'm in first or second grade, meaning I've been introduced to it. I have a vague understanding of it, but I don't have a comprehensive enough understanding to really, see what's possible. Or have a conversation just yet. I think it's important. I'm probably going to be investing a lot of time into it in the coming days, but right now I don't. So anyway.
Yeah. It's did you keep up with the whole Terra Luna situation, like that thing that blew up?
I heard about Luna. I did not keep up with it or not at this moment. No, I've just been my job's been keeping me kind of focused. So let's dive into it.
Well, Luna, I mean, I'm oh my God. See, this is what happened. It's trading at almost zero. This really happened in 1 week. It went from 65
Good Lord.
to
I saw the guy that lost 150 grand on it. That's like a
well, so Shane Puri, he writes, he's the My First Million guy.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about.
Yeah. So he writes along with some other guy. He writes this crypto letter here, and he's pretty honest about what they invest in. And I remember probably a month or two ago, they said they put $250K into Luna, and he was on vacation in Hawaii when it went to zero, so he lost $250,000. Just like in equity markets, man, I mean, you might lose money, but like very rarely does a stock that's publicly traded, like a top 1,000 stock, go to zero, like ever. Usually, hardly. I mean, BlackBerry is still around, okay? So I mean, it's like no, I mean BlackBerry is still trading at $6, and it hadn't been relevant in 15 years. So very rarely do things go to zero, but in crypto, things go to zero. A good bit and quite fast.
Well, I mean, that's the danger, right? I mean, the conversation goes back.
Here's what's so weird about crypto to me, dude. You have super smart people. Well, I'm judging that they're smart by just what they say. I don't actually know if they are, but like you have software engineers, like the guy that created like the very first internet protocol, TCP/IP, which is like enabled the internet to happen. Thinks the whole blockchain is a pile of crap, right? And then you have the George Hotz character who is, built self-driving car software, and if you watch him, he is intelligent. He's super bullish on crypto. So it's not like you have like in the early days of the internet. Do what now?
I got to tell you. I mean, I don't want to blow this guy's horn to be like this guy's God and whatever he does. I don't know. I don't know I think he's proven enough to give him enough of a leash to say, okay, whatever he says, we're just going to believe for long enough till he starts failing. But Elon Musk, you know, if you happen to, which I haven't actually finished it, what are you about to say?
Nothing, dude. Keep talking.
Oh, sorry. The delay. You had your hands up. I thought you were about to say something.
No.
I haven't finished it, but Elon Musk was interviewed by the All In podcast guys, and they had a solid conversation. I mean, I thought their conversation was great. I mean, he talked about Twitter. He talked about a bunch of stuff, which was fantastic. You know, there's a viral video out there. Not viral. There's a video out there of Elon. There, people are asking, "Hey, how are you doing? Are you overwhelmed with all the stuff that from Tesla and all these other places that are saying, hey, we need money and all this other stuff." And he's like, I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. He's looking ahead. He's looking so far ahead, and I think there are conversations, like there are guys in history who saw what one day was going to come, but it didn't come in their lifetime, right? And we have guys that are seeing that right now, where we're headed. And I think crypto is such an accurate placement of some of this, is that everybody sees the need for crypto. We see a need.
What do you think the need for crypto? I honestly like. So here's why I cover it, and this is going to be a very quick story. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I think I'm gonna love these, because I think if we can do this more regularly, like beer 30. Whatever time it is. And
well, dude, I can do this every night. Like, I can do this every night. Like,
this is
I
awesome.
can do it every night. So there's a book called The House of Morgan. It's written by Ron Chernow. He wrote a bunch of them. He wrote, I think, one about George Washington, read part of it, one about John D. Rockefeller called Titan. And I've read it a couple of times, but this past time I read it, it really hit me. So J.P. Morgan, like the bank that we know now, the biggest bank, I think, in the U.S., or at least one of them, was founded by George Peabody in London, like back in the 1840s or 50s. It was passed on to Junius Senior Morgan, which was JP's father, and then passed on to J. Pierpont Morgan, which actually established like the New York branch. The rest of them were mostly in London. And in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, J.P. Morgan passed the Rothschilds and the Barings in economic importance. Both of those banks had been in business for hundreds of years, right? And in one generation, in one like 20 to 30 year span, J.P. Morgan passed them. And all like, wow, why did that happen? Well, it happened. There's probably a lot of variables, but the one that I kind of spit out is that J.P. Morgan bet on America. The Barings and the Rothschilds did not. It's not that they made bad investments in Europe. It's just that the horse with the higher ceiling was America, right?
Right.
And so that's kind of how I think about crypto. So it's like, I don't see it. Like, I don't see it. I mean, I see maybe there's something there, maybe. But like, I don't want to be the Barings or the Rothschilds and just kind of bury my head. And you got to understand what, like, if you go back and read some of the, like when the railroads were getting built, you can see why they did that. Because if you go back and read some of their stories, there were scammers touting like cities that these railroads would create that never actually existed. And they sold that to European investors. European investors lost all their money. It's like you can see why Europeans were hesitant to like bet on America, because they thought we were a bunch of scoundrels back then, which in fact they were, a lot of them. But things eventually did get built and stuff actually did get made. And that's kind of how I view everything. Whether, the crypto stuff, it could be a big thing. It could be a little big thing. It could all go away. But I think you have to study at least what's happening and not bury your head in the sand, because the tendency, especially because part of my thing with crypto is that the community, a lot of them are so cringe. Like, they're so cringe. Like the Do Kwon guy, the Luna guy, this like, bangs on people that just have a slight question about the validity of his thing. Like, they're just so cringeworthy, so douchey, that I see why so many people
I got to
are
tell
turned
you,
off.
I really, 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 really want to learn more about Hex and that, what's his last name, Peter whatever.
Yeah, I think it's a scam, dude.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't know. It definitely feels like that, but I got to say, when this guy debates people, he does pretty good.
Sure. I mean, so does like, I mean, that's why
Richard
scammer.
Hart.
I'm not saying,
Richard Hart.
Richard. I'm not saying it's a scam, but like the best crooks in in the past century have been some of the most persuasive, right?
Listen,
I
I do want to say this. There was an article that just came out about Nick Cage losing $150 million. Now, I don't know if he lost 150 or not, but he did make a statement that I thought was interesting, and it does go to what you're saying right now, and that's this. And I think this is important for every human being, both for an investor and how you live. I think our job as human beings is you need to discover, like, we live in such an age that fear is such a major driver, right? Fear is a driver. I want what I don't have. I'm not happy because I don't have. Or, and it's this hurry, 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 go, go, go. And I think that's such a bad way to progress through life. I think we're all on a journey. We're all growing. I think the biggest, greatest journey is for you to discover who you are. There's a statement that Nick Cage made. He's like, I bought a bunch of stuff that was either overpriced or whatever. And they're like, do you regret it? And he's like, no, I don't regret it. He's like, I bought this for this reason. I love the art and the history of it. I'm fascinated with architecture. I'm fascinated. So I bought this and I bought that. And I bought $150,000 dinosaur skull or something. But there was a greater reason for him in buying that wasn't monetary growth of buy and sell later. His was, I'm buying because it has value to me. And so I guess what I'm trying to say here is this, whether it's crypto, stocks, whatever. It's like, and I think you preach this all the time. It's like, make sure that this investment is right for you, not just from a financial standpoint, but like, why do you want to buy it? Like every time I try to buy something, you look at me and you go, why do you want to buy it? Which I think is the greatest question, because half the time the answer is, I want to make money. Like I want to be in a better place. Well, there's a danger in that. There's such a danger in saying, I want to make money, because you make bad decisions. Because it's not just fear, it's the urgency. It's like, I so want my circumstances and situations to change so quickly that I make decisions that end up being not either thought out. They're not, and you talk about this a lot. I mean, it is kind of that emotional aspect, but yeah. I mean, just
Luca.
Yeah, Luca. So anyway, so I say all that to go back to what you're saying about, like, dude, I love this. We need to do this every night.
Dude, I could do it every night.
Well, good. Then this is where we're rolling. So, like, go back to just saying, like, that is, like, wait, is this live?
I don't know how they do this live. It says it's 92 to 83 at the end of the third.
That's got to be live.
It's live. I'm pretty sure it's live. What? Can you hear that on your audio?
Luca.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
I'm getting my sleepy time tea, though. I'll say this: if that knocks me out, that's gonna be awesome.
If what knocks you out?
This sleepy time tea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to knock you out, dude.
Dude, no, brother. ADD stuff, like, you could drink caffeine right now and go to bed.
Oh, this is hilarious. Look at this. Do you see this? Are you looking at the price of a Costco hot dog over there? You see that?
That's awesome! Dude, I was at Costco recently. I spent $500 at that. It was so easy to do.
You know, I've never been to Costco in my life.
I mean, listen, Sam's Club I think is great, but Costco, they're probably the same. But anyway, back to your crypto thing real quick, because you need to jump on this chart. But back to your crypto thing.
No, dude, I'm just rolling between stuff. You ain't gotta worry about me. Just keep going. Yeah.
The point about crypto is this: if you see a value of utilization to that particular crypto, buy it. Right? Like, I read the other day that Tesla has increased 22,000%.
Crazy, right?
First came out. And let me tell you two other things real quick. So Kevin O'Leary made this statement. Like he was absolutely against everything regarding Tesla. He did not want Tesla until his son worked for Tesla, looked at him and said, Dad, like, Kevin was knocking, just bashing Tesla. And
Right.
finally, like, his son was like, Dad, it's a software company. It's not a car company. And it totally changed Kevin's mindset. Well, Elon said this the other day in the All In podcast. He's like, Tesla is like 15 companies or more in one,
Right.
And it's so fascinating.
It's not a software company though. It has software. It is
exactly.
It's a car company that has software. It is not a software.
No.
Company.
It's a car company. It's a software company. It's a battery producing company. It's like it's got so many parts. I mean, he said this over and all. Like they've done all the power stations throughout the U.S. because nobody else could do it. Like,
hey, keep talking. I got to go get some more wine. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're drinking wine? Man, I'm so daggum jealous right now. I'm drinking tea and you're drinking wine. I'm gonna have to change my ball game up. Go get wine. Go get wine. There you go. Okay, good. Sorry. So anyway, Elon made a statement that Tesla is so much more than a car company is. Well, kind of going back, like if crypto has utilization past, totally forgot. I actually forgot how we got on the subject. But it's okay.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Oh, you can still hear me. I didn't know you could hear me. That's
sweet. Dude,
I've
got my headphones on, man. I can hear you every time you talk. I can hear you. I'm plugged in, bud.
Sweet. Dude, that's awesome. So I love your setup, by the way. I don't remember how we got here. If I may have run in circles, but the point is that because I think I started this with crypto and running around, and my point was like we make an observation on what we think. Hey, this will never be used. Like, all right, I do want to go back because I think this is a conversation we'll have over and over, which I think is great, right. Honestly. I think the world is growing smaller tremendously. We are tremendously growing smaller. Technology has changed how fast we get places. All of that being said, we look at crypto as a means to have a currency that I think it might be 2030 before we actually have, consistent market use. There's actual market use. I mean, hell, you and I'll never forget, I think you and I may have done this years ago, and let me tell you people, I'm also going to tell all your audience and everybody else, all our audience, whatever.
No, I mean, nobody's watching now. You can't see this. Can you see the stats about how many people are watching?
No, have we been live?
Dude, we've been live this whole time, man. We've been live for 30 minutes.
Dude, I thought we were recording this. That is
this is live. This is live on YouTube, dude.
I thought we were recording this damn thing.
No, so what this will do is it will give us a recording of this. So if we want to go back and edit it and chop it up later, it's fine. No, dude, I mean, no, this is like nobody's.
Dude,
I mean,
we're doing this every night.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's the funnest thing because we get to talk about it. And we still have to circle around and talk about billions. Like we still have to get to billions.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway.
All right. So we'll get to billions.
Keep on going.
In a minute. I just want to finish on crypto and say it. I can't believe this live is awesome. I do want to finish on crypto and say this. God, this is awesome. I love this. Hello, world. It's Market After Dark, where we talk about everything, including the markets. And we drink beer and wine when we're done. But here's the deal. We look at, I think what Warren Buffett has said about Bitcoin, and it has no use and it has no value. I mean, look, what is something worth? Well, it's worth whatever somebody puts to value it, But the point is that crypto, I think, is going to absolutely provide value and a means of exchange. However, the question is, how long will it take to catch on? And how many of these cryptos will die before we actually find one that actually catches on for a big enough use? The same thing is very true to not only crypto but NFTs. Like I love what Gary Vee said about NFTs. He's like, look, 99% of them are going zero. Like, but like, if you know why you're buying it, like, don't buy it just to get rich or whatever. I mean, there's, but anyway, there is opportunity to make money, but if we're buying it, I mean, if you're going to be an investor in it, you got to remember that these algorithms, these traders, these things, the way it's moving, if you're buying and you don't have that why answered, I'm buying it for this. I'm buying because I believe. Like Cardano for me, yeah, Mark Cuban being in there, that's a big one. I just think it may have, I'm basing it on he knows it better than me, which is a shitty, terrible way to do it.
It is. That's what I've done. Bad, but at least you know it's bad. At least you know.
But I know it's bad. But I also have not put a lot of money in there. Like I really have not put a lot.
True.
I would not. I do think for the long term, what I've read, Ether has got a lot more potential. Right.
Do you know? Okay. Do you know the difference between Ethereum and Ether?
No.
Okay, so Ethereum is the actual network, right? And to do transactions on the Ethereum network or the Ethereum blockchain, you have to pay gas, and they call that gas Ether, right? So if you want to buy an NFT, you have to pay Ether, right? You have to pay gas to make that transaction.
Oh, I saw this about the Gary Vee stuff. Yeah.
What about the Gary Vee stuff? About the VCon?
When he sold all those NFTs, like the gas fees were more than the actual value of the NFT.
Yes. It's quite ridiculous. I mean, and that's the big problem, right? I mean, that's the big problem with Ethereum. Everything is decentralized. Like, it is a huge launch like that. I mean, I think the Bored Ape, I think they launched a token in the last few weeks. I think it's actually on Coinbase. Here it is. Look at it. So they launched this token. Can you see my chart yet? Can you see the chart?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so they launched the token. Well, is this a daily? No, it's a weekly.
Damn, look at that jump and look at the fall.
Look at this. It was launched on March 22nd. It opened right around $8. It got to 28 and it has fallen, and it's fallen 77%. I mean, it's with no end in sight. I mean, the same thing with your Cardano thing, man. I would are you just going to hold this? Like, to me, like, if this low gets cracked, like, it could go to 20 cents, like, or 20 whatever.
So here's my play with Cardano. I am not a investor. Like, that's not my skill set right now. Like, I am aware and I'm informed, but I have not looked at my Coinbase account in 2.5 months. Like,
do you own anything? Do you own anything?
I did own, I didn't own anything. I've sold everything and then I just left it. It's just basically sitting in cash. And just cash was just sitting there. So I loved what, what's his name? Ray Dalio said the other day, he's like, cash is trash right now. But I was like, listen, if there's here's the deal. I think there's another part of this investment that we really think about, but we may not talk about. And it's massively connected to crypto, and that is hype. I mean,
is what?
Really? Hype? Yeah, hype.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
I'm buying hype. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to buy hype, and I'm going to ride it to as high as I can before that joker goes away, because when that hype is gone, it's going to crash, right? So,
yes.
Doge is a prime example of hype, right?
I'm going to get to Doge. Let me give you a lesson. Let me give you a lesson real quick. A technical analysis. Since you were going to be a trading lesson, let me just give you a lesson, okay?
Go for it.
About how to read a chart. Okay. So, let me find this. Let me go all the way back here. Okay. Forget all of this. Basically, everything from April 2013 on, forget that. So, Tesla went public in June of 2010, and it basically traded from say $4 to $8 this entire time.
That's from
So from June
that's 5 years?
2010, no,
That's 3 years.
from June 2010 to April 2013, right? So a little less than 3 years, right? It traded in roughly a $4 to $8 range, okay? So it broke out of that range in April 13th, and this is what they call it. It's called a breakout. Okay.
Time out. So Elon was talking the other day about with the All In podcast that I think in 2007 and 8 is like, am I right in saying like they were working on Tesla before 2009? Is that right? 2010.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
They just
I'm
went
guessing this
public
data
in
is out.
2010.
Yes.
Gotcha,
I'm guessing
gotcha.
this is when
Okay.
they went public. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
this is just charting 101, man. And look, the thing with charts, people get it all confused and they put fancy lines on it. Charts don't tell the future; they just tell what all charts is a visual representation of supply and demand at different price levels. That's it.
It's a visual representation of what has happened, right? This many people wanted it at this point. This many people did not want it.
Yes.
Here's what happened.
Yes. In my experience, the biggest moves have come from what they call breakouts. So here's the test, okay? Whatever the price is right here, if you look to the left and you see nothing but blank space, I call this air, right? That means there is no price history here, none. So the potential for an extreme move to the upside is high. Right? Because all the people that were shorting here, they have to cover. Like there's nobody that bought the dip back over here that when they got back to even, they sold their shares. There was no sell pressure. So I always look for those.
Say that, Ari, let's cover that one more time. Like I'm gonna like Robin Williams rewind you. So we've got from there to from
okay.
This might even just stay at 2010.
Well, this might be even a better example. So this is a chart of Lululemon, okay? And from
now, when you talk about air, like there's all this air, there's all this empty space over there.
Yes.
I mean,
let me show you the opposite example, right? So even though this is done well, like if you would have taken the price right here and looked to your left, what do you see?
Oh, hold up.
A bunch of junk. Yeah.
You're gonna make me do this. That's fine. So this is gonna be just want to plan on going to school tonight. But I love school, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, on the left side of here, I see obviously there's been buys, there's been sells, and so from wherever where was your price point? Where were you asking from?
So you see this line right here, this faint little dotted line, green line. You see it?
Yes.
That's the current price, right? That is the current price. So the first thing I do is whatever the current price is, I look left. And if I see a bunch of crap that's left, that's much less interesting. And even though Exxon has done well, they've partially done well, just because, inflation and supply, whatever. But the best trades, the very best trades, we'll go to Lululemon. So, and you can tell the difference here. So let's go to a 3-week chart. So Lululemon, actually, let's go to a monthly chart. So Lululemon from 2011 until 2018. So that's like 7 years traded in, 7 years traded from 80 to 40, traded in a $40 range. Every time I got to 40, the buyers showed up. Every time I got to 80, the sellers showed up. On and on for 7 years. Okay, then somewhere around March 2018, it broke above that level. And if you look to the left, what do you see?
I don't see anything. I mean, it's a bunch of white space.
Nothing. It's a bunch of white space. I call that air. I just call it air. It's just a made-up term that I made up. It's just called air. So when I see that, the potential for a move of a violent move higher is much greater because there's no price history there. There's no underwater buyers that are going to be selling when they get back to even, right? So this type of trade is called a breakout. And I think even when we look at Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin had a breakout.
What do you mean by underwater buyers?
So let's just go back to ExxonMobil, right? So let's just say an ExxonMobil buyer looked at this chart or whatever, whether they were didn't even look at charts, were just a fundamental guy that bought at 68. Okay, buyers bought at 68 back in 2011. They bought back in 2015. So I'm going to be a smart buyer and buy somewhere around 68 or 64, somewhere right around here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
most people don't like selling losers. Like they tend to hold on to losers. So when they're underwater, when it broke under 68, they're
when
underwater.
they start dropping way below what they bought it at, they're holding a asset that is losing value every single day.
It is losing value, and a lot of times what people want to do is that what do they think? They think, oh, if I can only get back to break even, I'll sell. So when it gets back to a point where they're break even, they sell, adding further supply to the market, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with these, there is none of that. Like there's no price history. There's no buyers that bought. There were no dips to buy. So there's no additional sell pressure anywhere up in here. The only pressure that's really going to be there are the shorts that took out short positions all along this top level. And when it broke out above, now they have to cover those shorts by buying the stock, thereby putting more buy pressure up under the stock. And there's a zillion examples like this. They don't come along all that often, but when they do,
But even though there's white space there, that doesn't mean people shorted the stock, does it?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's no price history. There's no buyers that bought anywhere up in here that are going to be sellers when it hits 100, 120, 140 because they're not getting back to break even. That's all I'm saying.
Let's say, can we take a step back? Can we actually go to the beginning? So what I mean by this is this. Let's go find me JP Morgan stock. Let's look at JP Morgan's over the life history of the stock.
Okay.
All right. So like back even in the 1900s or whenever the hell it was.
Well, I can't go back that far.
How far will it let you go back?
Oh, let's see here. Okay. So I'll go back to 1970. Okay, this is January 1969.
Just hang on there for a second. So hypothetical, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anytime a company issues stock, they issue X amount of shares of stock, right? So once those shares are issued, they're out there, then they're traded, they're bought and sold in the secondary market, right? And the secondary market's where we speculate. We're basically buying what we think will go up in value, whether it's we're getting a dividend, we're not getting a dividend, because obviously a lot of these stocks we buy today, we don't get dividends. But when you look at Lululemon and all this other stuff, hypothetical, or I don't even know if it's hypothetical, but Lululemon traded in that $40 up down range, right? And then it had a breakout for whatever reason. For whatever reason, it had a breakout, right? So it looks like in nine.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Either the business was doing better, which I think it was. I think it started doing a lot better, or investors just started paying higher multiples for their earnings, or it could have been a combination of both. Like I don't remember the specifics, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
So looking in 94, probably 94, 95 here of JP Morgan, right? So as the price rises, right? Go ahead. Sorry, what were you saying?
Nothing, dude. I wasn't talking. We're on a lag. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. So all right. So 94, 95, as the price rises up here, is that price rising because that supply of stock is not changing? We don't have shares. I mean, if all of a sudden there's a major demand for that stock in the secondary market, they're not flooding the market with shares, correct?
Well, it depends. I mean, dude. The short answer is I don't know why stocks go up a lot of times. Like, there's so many variables. When interest rates are low and when the stock market is going up in general, everything's usually just going to go up with it. But do you see? But here's another perfect example. Here's this is crazy. I mean, people don't think this can happen. Do you see this JP Morgan chart? This is a 4-month JP Morgan chart going all the way back to when it went public. Okay, so the JP Morgan hit a high in January of 2000. You see this?
Yep.
It did not sustain above that high until September of 2016. 16 years. right?
And then it had its and then it's
And then
its
you see the
breakout.
breakout. You see this big breakout right here. Look to the
Yeah.
left. Do you see anything? Like there's nothing,
No.
right? Nothing. And then it just went from 67 up to 170. Back a year or so ago. So that's breakouts, and that's all we'll talk about today because they're the most powerful things. They don't come along all that often, but if something trades sideways for like 3, 5, 7, 10 years and just goes sideways, trades in a well-defined range, and then for whatever reason breaks out to the upside, more likely than not, the potential for massive gains in a relative short period of time is super high.
What happened in 2017 for JP Morgan? Did they acquire somebody?
I don't know if they acquired anybody. I mean, 2016. Let's just see what the stock market was doing back then. So the stock, okay, same thing. So this is the S&P. It basically went sideways from 2014 to 2016. All these bars right here are just sideways. And then it just kind of broke out. I don't remember 2016. Maybe the Fed cut interest rates. I really don't remember.
Right. It's interesting. So I was checking out this documentary on, I guess it was the 90s. There's the 80s and 90s. I mean, it's like maybe it may have been the 80s and just the change. And I work in a job right now that requires me to deal with the government. And so, regulation and all this stuff. So it's interesting. One of the first jobs or one of the first declarations that President Ronald Reagan made when Reagan took office, and I'm going to get this a little bit wrong, but not a lot of it wrong. There was an official government review of some company. When Reagan took office, he's like, that's over. It's done. And that simple act signaled to the market that Reagan was going to basically remove regulation and give business the opportunity to soar. And it did.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what kicked in the economy into this high gear. And so it's interesting to see the S&P do that. And then you do ask questions like, what happened? Was it the Fed? Was it this? I mean, there are factors to, I have a friend who wrote a book and he called it The Social Organism. And his whole premise and thought, which is really interesting, which is, hey, social media is like an organism. It functions, has a life. Well, the market is the same thing, right? I mean, it's an organism. I mean, heck, it gets sick on one side, it's going to affect the rest of the body. It's healthy on one side. It's just things as like being a doctor. I mean, it's recognizing how it affects all these other little pieces, which some of this may be common sense to folks, but at the same time, it's just fascinating. It's a big deal. And I think in an entrepreneur, we're in such an entrepreneurial world right now, and we're in such a hurry up, and everybody's racing. Everybody's racing to get cash. Like race to enjoy the moment, race to be present, race to enjoy this, race to enjoy the market after dark, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Have some wine, have some hang out with us.
Have some wine, some whiskey. Yes,
hell
man.
Yeah.
Look, we can bring, dude, I think we can bring 10 people on this.
Well, guess what? I'm about to show you something. We're about to make this we're literally about to, this is becoming the new Bravo reality series right here, right now. Like, Andy, watch out. We're coming for you. Anderson Cooper, we're going to have you on the show. Let me show you what I did. So, talking about all this.
Hello.
Okay. Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear. You know what's weird though? I can't see you move on your video screen. Like you, the human, I cannot see you move. Like you are a frozen picture. I cannot see you at all.
Really?
It's weird.
Am I frozen right now?
I'm frozen too. I can't see myself move.
Oh, that's just your computer because I'm seeing you. All right.
Well, it is weird. Well, you're actually on my iPad, so I actually can't even see. Yeah, that's probably weird.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
No, I cannot. I mean, I cannot. No, I have a picture of you frozen in time. I could probably see you if I put you on my computer, but then I could not see then that would be my screen, right?
All right, so you're not going to be able to see what I'm holding up.
Okay, I can discontinue screen mirroring. Hold on. Let me just
Discontinue
let me do
screen
that.
mirroring for just a second.
Yeah.
Let's just see how this works.
Okay, now I can see you perfectly. Okay,
Okay.
now everything runs.
So weird.
It's amazing once you get on that Mac. It it just rolls.
Yeah, we totally need to upgrade systems. All right, so I went and grabbed some Woodford Reserve and some Johnny Walker Red. So literally just drank Sleepy Time tea with my Hartley's Outdoors. We'll do sponsorship some other day. My little mug here. All right. So, but here's the deal. Have you heard of these?
I can't see what is it? I can't see that. What does it say?
Barrel aged in a bottle.
Barrel aged in a bottle. No.
Okay. So thank you, TikTok. Thank you, guy from TikTok. I'll give you a shout out on another episode, but like he's the guy that told me about this. So what this is you take this corkscrew that is designed to go into your Woodford Reserve here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
You can still see me, right?
Yes.
So you take this, take it out of there, you put it in your bottle, you put your bottle away for 6 weeks. Well, this has been 6 weeks tonight. So I haven't opened it yet. I haven't tasted it yet. And I'm not enough of a drinker to really say, I'm going to try this out. I'm kind of excited about this. But
that's very exciting.
Yeah. So apparently, all right. So this is the coolest story. And if I could share my screen, I would, but I'm not doing it on this. But here's the deal. The way they sell whiskey and aged whiskey and all this stuff, and you've got to go back 100 years or so or whatnot. But the premise and the idea is this, is that when they made the whiskey, there was only so much room that they could actually put, they filled every barrel up, and there's only so many barrels that could go on the bottom floor, right? Well, the bottom floor was so much easier to regulate the temperature. As they went up floor by floor, the temperature got harder to regulate. And so what ends up happening is the bottom floor became your Johnny Walker Blue, your Johnny Walker Black, the middle floor became your Johnny Walker Red, the next floor up, so on, right? And
yes.
So, like, the premise and the idea behind these spirals, and I've got Woodford Reserve, so whatever the Woodford's is that you take one of these bottles or one of these blends that was on one of the floors that obviously I don't think that's really why we're at the situation we are today, because quality control is so much better. But hypothetically, you take one of these higher floored blends that's cheaper to buy, a lot cheaper to buy.
Yep.
And you take a piece of like the barrel from the bottom floor and you put this inside your thing, and it basically ages your whiskey that you have in
really?
here. So you can take a $27 bottle of whiskey, put this in there, and like all of a sudden it tastes like $100 bottle of whiskey.
Hold on, dude. I have to. Hold on. So, did you ever watch the show? Oh my gosh.
And let me say this real quick. You're supposed to do it with whiskey, but I also did it with scotch. So I don't know how this is going to taste. I'm getting a glass right now. So anyway.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to find this. Connor wine aging.
It's whiskey aging with the barrel aged in a bottle.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to find this scene. Did you ever watch Succession, dude?
I've watched a bunch of scenes. And I really have to find everything.
Oh. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, I can't find it. What a shame. See what the Warriors are doing. Live in the fourth. Ooh. Ooh, Klay Thompson. Stroked it. Steph Curry had a earful game. Let's check in on my Dallas Cowboys. Same RJ. Ocha.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could you hear me like the whole time that I was yelling? Can you hear me?
No, I could not hear you. What were you yelling?
I was yelling. Can you hear me? All right. So I can already tell you. All right. So let's go to the shit. I can already tell you that this stuff was not. I mean, look at the bottom. You can see like how dark it is on the bottom. This was not meant to go in scotch. I can already tell you, this was not meant to go in scotch. I'm really curious how this is going to taste. By the way, I also want to give a shout out to the guy on TikTok that does all the crazy drinking concoctions.
Hey, does TikTok have a desktop app? Like, can you watch TikTok on desktop?
Yeah, they do.
Do they really? Okay. You know the software. Hey, dude. Hey, Hunter G.
I'm listening.
Do you know we can stream this to TikTok, to LinkedIn, to Facebook, everywhere we want to, live?
I mean,
all we have to do is add account.
All right, stop.
It goes out
sorry. Just leave that video that you've got playing right there. No, go back. Go back.
Oh, right here?
That is the funniest video I've ever seen. Are you watching this? Like, oh my God.
You talking about the bazooka one?
Yeah, that's hilarious. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, that is, look at this. Like, like, here we go. Let's go to heaven.
Oh my gosh, dude! Do you have do you like finance memes?
Let
me find liquidity has got.
All right, I gotta say, you gotta give me the floor for a second.
Go ahead.
I'm tasting the Woodford Reserve here. Okay, this is 6 weeks after being aged in a barrel. This is 6 weeks. Here we go. All right, so.
Wait, dude, I can't see. Show me. I can't see you. I can't see your face. Show me.
What do you mean you can't see my face? I'm sitting right in front of the camera.
Oh, dude, I don't see you, man.
Like, I'm looking at your screen and I'm not on there. So, like, clearly, go back to the main screen. Get out of that and go back to the.
I am on the main screen.
No, you're not, because I'm watching Twitter.
I know you're watching, dude. I've got it sitting. I've got you sitting next to me right here.
I know. Go back to that. Make that big or whatever.
Yeah, it's huge. Oh, there you are. Why are you not here?
I don't know. I don't even know where. I don't see you on your screen. Can you
That
see
is
this?
so awkward. Yes,
Can
I
you
can see that.
All right. So let me finish this real quick. All right. What for
Okay.
reserve? All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. I got the mason jar. All right. So I did the Mighty Mist beer cup for the Scotch. So here we go with Woodford Reserve, 6 weeks sitting in a thing with that little joker. It smells so good.
It
Like,
looks
dude,
good.
it
I love
smells
whiskey.
really good.
How much is that whiskey, dude?
Damn, that's good. Damn, that's good. Oh, that's good.
But before, I'm gonna have to leave at like 11, dude, because I have to go to sleep.
Oh, dude, I gotta go to bed too. Like, I gotta be up at like 6:30, or not 6:30, but 4:30.
Okay, I gotta be up at 5. So give me your billion spiel, because I used to. So
All right.
you don't have to go super deep, but like let me just hear your
super
spiel.
deep, but I'll be as quick as possible. Damian Lewis, we've never seen him in the best role he's ever played. Captain Winters, Band of Brothers was an incredible role. He killed it. We need more of that. I've never believed the role that he played in Billions. I never saw Damian Lewis as Bobby Axelrod. Bobby Axelrod and Damian Lewis are like oil and water. They don't go together. It was such a bullshit. Like, watching him play a guy that I'm going, that is not him at all. Like, it never conveyed. And Band of Brothers was not a small. Do what?
You're talking about David Axelrod? You don't like him as David Axelrod?
Bobby Axelrod?
Or Bobby Axelrod. Yeah.
Like, no. Like, he, even the character, like, I didn't care for the character. Like, I mean, there might be douchey guys out there, but Damian Lewis was not. It just was a miscast. Like, even right now, Prince is like not believable. Like, there's just not. Like, believe it or not, like, I would really, the guy that I would love to see play Bobby Axelrod is Christian Bale. Like, I think that would be amazing. But
I mean, he could be a great asshole. That's for sure.
Oh, dude, he would have been incredible, Bobby Axelrod.
Yeah, you're right. He would have been really good. You're right.
Damian Lewis is not Bobby Axelrod. I think Damian Lewis is amazing.
I mean, I'll disagree with you. I think he's fantastic as Bobby Axelrod, but I will also agree with you that I think Christian Bale would have been better.
But let me finish this and say this.
Yeah.
Axe's, as a viewer, right? I get it, how they wrote it and all this other bullshit, in my opinion, because it is bullshit. I'm sorry. Your protagonist wins. Your protagonist needs to win. And I get, like, I hate tragedies. I mean, there's a place for a tragedy.
Question. Who's the protagonist in Billions?
We fall in love. The show centers around Bobby Axelrod. Bobby Axelrod is the protagonist. Whether he's good or not doesn't matter. He's a protagonist, right?
Yeah.
I think what's interesting about Billions from that regard is that you watch early on, in my opinion, I think Bobby actually is a decent dude. He seems to be a dude that's trying to find his way. He's just trying to win, da-da-da-da. He makes some decisions not so great. I didn't watch all of season 5. I didn't see the whole, all of it that led to him. But, like, watching this guy have $10 billion and basically have to run, like, his exit, which I know the reason why he exited, Damian Lewis's personal tragedy that has happened. I'm glad he's getting to spend time. But the way they wrote Axe off the show is bullshit. Like,
it's pretty
Axe
bad.
is not supposed to go out. Yeah, you don't run away with Axe like a dog with a tail running between his legs. You run away with Axe like he just rode off into the sunset. Fuck you, motherfuckers. See you later. I won again, because that's how Axe rolls. And I think ultimately writers couldn't write it like that. Whether it was COVID or whether it was other stuff, it just wasn't doable. But the storyline for that ending was just garbage. I didn't care for it at all. And then the following season 6, because I basically watch all movies. I watched the very last episode, and if it's worth it, I'll go back and watch it. I think that's how it always is. I think you know the end from the beginning, and if the end is good enough, you go back and watch it. Anyway, did the Golden State beat the Mavs?
Yeah, they beat them. Yeah, so it's going to be Golden State and Boston.
I got to tell you, man, I love Golden State. I love Steph Curry.
Me too.
I love all of Golden State, but I got to tell you, I wish that we could have seen almost like Memphis and Golden State in the finals, and then Memphis and the Mavs in the finals.
But
there is no.
You can't have Memphis. You can't have Memphis and Golden State in the finals.
I know.
Okay.
I know that. I'm saying that the series were just that good. The build up, the excitement, that and just that they were good series. I mean, even the Mavs and Luka's done so much job done. Anyway, we're gonna get off subject. Hang on, let me finish the Billions.
Yep.
The way they ended season 6 with Prince was also. It is just a weird.
Yeah,
shit.
It is just weird. Yeah, I don't like it at all. Because I mean, isn't the new season going to be just Mike Prince is now the dude? Like, is that what they're doing now?
Hell, that's what they did for season 6. I didn't even watch season 6. I watched the last episode, and if you haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I am going to ruin it for you. Have you watched the last episode of season 6?
I've watched every episode.
Okay, so you see that Prince is running for president, right?
Oh no! I guess when did the show come back out? The last episode I saw, it was Bobby showing up in Switzerland.
No, there's season 6 is already out. All 12
I had no idea.
Of season 6.
No idea.
All right, so I went and watched the last episode of season 6. I haven't watched season 5. I just watched I think I watched the first 4 seasons. And I watched the last episode of season 6, of season 5, and saw Bobby's storyline close. And then I watched the last episode of season 6. And, dude, I got just as mad at the end of season 6 as I did at the end of season 5. It is so frustrating. It is just, it's garbage, in my opinion. It's garbage. So, yeah.
I don't know why.
You know what? If I'm going to bullshit, if I'm going to say that, then I better be able to write a story, and I'm working on some. I don't have them out yet, but I'm working on them. They're in process, and hopefully we'll get to see them sometime soon. So I'm working on a few right now. But, yeah, so anyways, that's my Billions spill. Billions is bullshit, in my opinion. I don't like it. I don't like the Uber story. I've heard really good things about the Elizabeth Holmes story, but I haven't watched it. I think What's Her Name is getting a lot of good press, and I've seen the previews. I've seen some of the trailer for it, and dude, I tell you, she really nails Elizabeth Holmes. I mean, bravo. But I got to tell you, I think
she do the voice? Does she do the voice?
Oh yeah, she did the voice too.
She does the voice. Okay.
Yeah, she did the voice, and that was what was so great about it. But I got to tell you, I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I think he's. I mean, if you don't Joseph Gordon-Levitt, go home. Just go somewhere else. Because Joseph is, but I don't like Joseph tremendously as
Travis.
As Uber. Yeah, I don't like him as Travis, and he oversells it, and I don't think that's really. I think I don't know if that's the challenge, really, from him. Or if that's the challenge from the director's side of just saying, hey, look, go hard on this, whatever. But, and I like Joseph. This was not it. And the truth is I really wish people would not treat, I'm not going to say that, but anyway, I think they don't truly, I think Travis, I think it's more of a caricature of Travis than actual, whatever him. What you laughing
at? Do you see this Liver King I've got up here? Have you seen this guy?
No, I can't see that on your screen right now, but I actually watched the My First Millions guy talk about him, and they said they actually
Yeah.
believe like that he's got $100 million.
No, I do believe.
Supplement
I
company.
just find it's so crazy that he eats like liver, and I believe it's good for you. Like I've
Dude, let
seen.
me tell you something. I
Uh,
eat if I could eat liver every day, I love liver. I absolutely love liver. I would eat it every single day.
I
It is
saw.
so good. It's one of my faves.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So you have a Mac. Have you ever heard of this app called Alfred?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So let me tell you what it does. So I've kind of customized it. So I've got it in my shortcut. I hit Command Space Bar, and you see where the spotlight usually comes up. It's a little hat. That's
I
the
can't see your
Alfred
whole
app.
screen. I've got a split screen right now. Hang on, let me see if I do this. All right, yeah, okay, I can see your screen now.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so the little hat, it comes up instead of the spotlight, right? Because typically, Apple has spotlight, but so I've arranged it to where I can type G, and that's Google. I hit G space best steak recipe, and it just automatically does it. So you don't have to go to Spotlight, then Safari, then Lat. It just does it. And you same for YouTube. YouTube, best steak, whatever, and it just automatically searches YouTube. Amazon, best sunglasses, and it automatically just automatically goes to Amazon. It's absolutely incredible. Saves me just
I gotta tell
buku
you,
of
man,
time.
I need to check into that. But you're talking about recipes.
Now
I'm
I can
not
see
gonna
you.
get
God,
this.
now you're good. I can see you. I can see you on here now. That's crazy.
So so as it relates to recipes,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a question we'll touch on tomorrow night. We'll touch on the Netflix story tomorrow. But I got to tell you, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It just totally my
You're all
headset.
good.
Anyway, I've got to figure out if this is a recipe that it's not my recipe. That's the thing. It's not my recipe, so I don't know that
What
I
is
have
it?
permission to share it. It's a biscuit recipe.
Well,
And I'm
dude,
not gonna lie, man. It is the best biscuit recipe
I mean,
no,
all recipes are just hacked from other people. Like,
no,
there's no
I'm
original recipe.
I 100% agree with that. But let me tell you something. I travel to a lot of restaurants. I did this 2 days ago, and I'm literally thinking about going to my kitchen after we get off and doing it right now. I have never had a better biscuit in my life than the biscuits I made the other day.
Where did you first eat them?
We sent my mother. And so my family is from Mississippi. We live in a small town in Mississippi. It's small. It's well, it used to be big. It's a smaller town now. Very very small from what it used to be. And anyway, a movie was filmed there a few years ago. Or excuse me, a movie was filmed in the region a few years ago called The Help with Viola Davis and a bunch of, Emma Stone. And there's a cooking school over in that area called the Viking Cooking School. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
for Christmas we got my mom a little treat to send her to like a cooking class. And they actually ended up teaching them how to make biscuits and a few other things, and they sent them home with the recipe. Well, she gave me like the recipe they gave them, and
Mm-hmm.
it's got buttermilk in it, and it's you've got to use cold butter and the flour, and you've got to do it. And they're these really, it's a lot of just really wet dough, and I got to tell you, man, I'm not lying. I've been on a kind of a biscuit phase recently, like a big biscuit phase recently, and I've had a lot of different biscuits. And when I ate these biscuits, man, it was like, oh my goodness. I mean, I could not believe how good it was.
You know what I would love to get at the same time that this is going live on YouTube is to get this live like on audio somewhere. I don't know how to do that. Like if you could just, I don't know if like you could just open Spotify and like just connect it and just let it go live.
On Spotify?
I don't know. This is the live audio apps. Let's just see what that says. Oh yeah, so this is like Clubhouse, Twitter Space. I wonder if this plugs into Twitter. No, but like I want it on an app that this is social audio apps, Clubhouse. What is it? Do you know? So you listen to the
Clubhouse might be. I mean, if it can go on Clubhouse, that'd be really interesting. We can invite people from Clubhouse right on.
I mean, dude, we can invite. You need to get a list. We can invite anybody we want on this thing. I've already texted my brother-in-law. He's a financial advisor. He is a grade A smartass in a good way.
Oh, he's a big time smart ass, but he can.
Yeah.
Like,
he can shoot the bullshit. Yeah. He'd be perfect for this. Yeah, he would.
All right.
We've always, me and him have always talked about starting a dad pod, just about talking about all the.
I'm not lying. That's kind of brilliant.
It is brilliant, but the big problem is, again, it's time. It's like this is the time that we would have to do it. So, like, if he comes on this, like, we would just have to have a segment like the Parent Corner or something like that, where we talk about dad-related issues.
Dude.
Because what?
Let's do it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I texted him tonight to see. I'm guessing he's in bed. He started a new job and he's busy.
What's he doing now?
He's still a financial advisor, but he changed companies. He works for a different company now. So,
well, there's a whole story there. But yeah, no, I think like market after dark, like we do like 8:30. Like the sooner to 8:30 that we can start, which I think 9 to 11 is probably the right time frame.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so, man, I would love to get this. Well, live audio really didn't matter because I don't know how many people would actually listen to this live at this time of night. I guess on the West Coast, but I can download the audio and the video for this. But the problem is, I would have to stay up like another hour to like stitch together the audio. Yeah, and I just don't want to do that to like have it out tomorrow morning. So,
well, I got to tell you, at some point we're gonna have to find some kind of editor that can cut. I mean, like not now. Obviously, we're a little early for this. Like, we're definitely.
Oh, dude, I've got a list of people that do all this stuff. I keep anytime can you see my screen? So like anytime I find an interesting person, I write it down. Let me see, because I wrote one of them down the other day. Squadcast, maybe it was SEO, financial data, no, financing, crypto and blockchain, audio, black man, no. I don't know where it is, but anyway, yeah, we can payroll, taxes, lit communications, draft bid, e-commerce, knowledge management, banking, finance. Yeah, I don't know where it is, but we'll find it.
Hey, I'm serious about. I really think we ought to like really think about making Twitch like the main platform. And because I will tell you this, if we do Twitch, like nobody's on Twitch like this.
Well, so here's what it is. So Restream, it doesn't have the thing with this, there doesn't have to be a main platform. You can stream simultaneously to like 30 platforms. So right now we could be on Twitch, we could be on YouTube, on Facebook, and if people want to chat on those individual things, can you see my screen? The little chat right here, it will aggregate all the comments, all the chat comments, and tell them which platform they're coming from so we can respond to them individually. But Twitch, I looked at Twitch, and one of the biggest categories in Twitch besides gaming is called like just talking. It is just people like us talking. That's like huge. But I think we do need to have a little bit better structure.
I got to tell you, I think I'm about to update my LinkedIn website. We call it co-host of the Market After Dark show.
Mr. Market After Dark. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There was something else I wanted to talk to you about. I don't remember what it was though. Yeah, we didn't even get into any of this stuff. I might get into some of this stuff later. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I thought about that. Like, you loud enough to hear?
Hello?
Hang on. now?
Yeah,
Now?
I can hear you barely.
The Netflix
Hey, what
the
mic are you
Netflix
using?
question. I'm using
What
the
mic are you
AirPod.
using? You're the AirPod. Okay.
How's it coming through?
It's coming through fine, but I'm surprised I couldn't when you walk away. I figured I could hear you just
I
fine
walked
since
around
the
the
micro.
corner.
But
Yeah.
I figured the microphone in the AirPod is the one that's picking you up. So I figure it wouldn't matter how close you are to the computer if that is the microphone picking you up.
Well, I think I changed the settings on my computer because I was having problems early, and I just did the internal mic. So I don't know if it was on the AirPods. I mean, all the audio is coming through, you know, the AirPods. I don't know if it's micing through the AirPods or not.
Right.
I mean, I can change it. Let me just change it and see what happens.
What should we name this? So in YouTube, I'm gonna have to name this episode. What should I name this episode?
One by one, baby.
Because they're really because like ideally, like you would want to name like somewhat what you do, and another thing that takes time is that we can go back when we have more structure. We can go back to the specific topics and we can timestamp stuff. So like it will actually show up. So if we talk about like Facebook's latest earnings, and that's like the name of a timestamp, when somebody Googles that in Google or YouTube, that has the potential to show up eventually. I mean, look, dude, during the first year doing this, I would be surprised if we get any meaningful audience. But the beautiful thing about this is we're going to be streaming.
3 months.
We're going to be streaming to not only to YouTube, but to Facebook, to whatever. I mean, just any of the platforms.
If we don't have 10,000 viewers or subscribers in like 6 months, like we're going to change some things. We're going to grow because we're going to utilize TikTok to grow like a son of a bitch. And then we're going to utilize Instagram because I'm brilliant and we're going to do it. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. All right. Things always take longer than you think, but I love your optimism.
When you don't have something, hey, when you don't have something to say, both you and I have something to say, right?
We have opinions.
It's not just opinions. We're offering. Listen, Logan Paul and those guys are 15 years younger than us. All right?
Yes.
There is a conversation that you can have not only about the markets but about life that those guys can't. We have things that are. I don't have all the answers. I know a bunch of guys older than me that we can bring on that can answer questions that we don't have answers to, and I can talk to 15 years younger than me and call those on and says, "Yo, show me how to do the Dougie." Well, actually, I can show you how to do the Dougie, but show me how to do whatever. Like there is a branch where there's an opportunity to have a conversation. The Market After Dark show was talking about finances. I think there's a ton of opportunity there. I mean, I'm excited for this. I don't see anybody in this space.
No, not at all. Dude, you know who I want to interview? And like you would be better at finding these people than me because I think, well, I want to interview like athletes or people that are public that do business too, right? So like,
well, look at
what is what is the guy that you know that was on Big Brother that you sort of have a little relationship with? What's his name? Cody. Like, I want to know what, like, after Big Brother, like, what does he do? Like, what business opportunities came his way? How does he think about growing his, like, stuff like that? Like, people like that.
Him and Jess have, like, really, like, they've blown up. But Cody's blown up. They started a coffee company called Couples Coffee.
Did they really? What's it called?
Couples Coffee. Couples Coffee. Go on Amazon and you can buy it. And so they started Couples Coffee. Jess ended up having she's got her own show that's grown and whatnot. But yeah, like Cody's done. I mean, he's one of these guys that. So for those that don't know, Cody is a former Marine who went on the show called Big Brother, and he gets on Big Brother and like just a few years ago, like golly, I can't remember how long it was ago, but anyway, it was a few years ago.
I always thought
Um,
Jess was hot.
You always thought she was hot. Like she's still
Still
like,
hot.
yeah. And I mean, I'm gonna
Man,
tell you,
dude,
like,
let me just hold on. These websites suck so bad. I'm
mhm.
trying to read. Just look at this. I don't know where they try to hide the X from you. It used to be up here or up here. They hit it down
I
here. And
know,
look at this shit.
I know.
These what, dude? I mean, oh my god, these websites are so bad.
Um,
Anyway, go ahead.
but anyway, so hang on one sec. I'm just
Damn, they were
grabbing.
on The Amazing Race.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So let me finish the story real quick because I'm. Hang on one second.
Yeah.
Cody Nixon. Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't remember Cody's last name. So Cody was a Marine. Cody comes on Big Brother, and literally, like right out of the gate, like nobody likes him, right? I mean, like everybody's like, yeah,
Right.
yeah. But the reason is because Cody spoke the truth. Like he just, it's like saying what's right without like any, and he has grace. Like what I absolutely love. Cody gets kicked out of the house, right? He gets kicked
Does he?
out.
I don't
Then
remember
the
that. Okay. Yeah.
badass fights his way back in. And
That's right.
can you still hear me? Because I totally lost you there for a second.
No, you're good. You're good.
Damn it.
Can you not hear me?
I lost you. Can you hear me? Thumbs up. Well, I can't even see you right now. Come on. Try that. All right. All good. Thumbs up if you hear me. Okay.
I'm giving you a thumbs up. Yeah.
Good deal.
Can you hear me?
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of go back for just a second. But anyway, so all right. Cody jumps into Big Brother house soon after. I think 3, maybe 4 weeks in, he gets kicked out. Right. He fights his way. He wins his way back in, and then being the first player in the jury house. Right. And so Cody Nixon, not Cody Caleb. Cody Nixon.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So, yeah, look up Cody Nixon for Big Brother, and that's who you're looking for.
Guy's 30. He's younger than us, dude. He's 37. Damn.
Yeah. So anyway, so Cody goes in. So he gets voted out of the house. Cody's such a badass. He gets kicked out of his house. He's like, you watch teams. He's like focused, man. He's on it. So he wins his way back in the house, and then he gets kicked out again. Like he's the 10th person kicked out. He's the first person in the jury house. Well, guess what happens when they come down to announce the winner, right? They announce the winner. It's a big shock and all this other stuff. But guess who the favorite player of the whole game was? Cody.
And
everybody, they literally said, like, who's your best player? And like Cody, America voted, and they voted Cody to win. And so he goes and he wins. And like, it's so funny. You're watching it on stage, and like all the other players were like, dude, what? And it's like everybody in America that's been watching this has watched this guy say, like, here's what's happened. He was right the whole time. Like, he's the only guy that made sense. And Jess, too. Both of them they were literally logical, brilliant thinkers. Anyway, there's a whole other story another day. I mean, I love this season, but Jess and Cody left there. They got a chance to go on The Amazing Race, and they ended up winning The Amazing Race, which is incredible. And so now, so they left. They did 2 big CBS shows. Did great on both of them. In all honesty, I mean, hell, look at they go on Big Brother, and both of them meet their significant other, and they pretty much knew like right away.
They dated on Big Brother, right?
Yeah, they'd never met before they went on Big Brother. And what's funny is, like, at some point there, and I just remember this clearly watching the episode, and I don't remember if Cody saw her before they went in the house. I think he did, but I'm not 100% sure. But there's this episode, they're hyping up the Cody as a Marine and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And they cut to Cody and one of the other guys talking in the episode, and Cody's talking about Jess. He's like, "Oh my God, like, have you ever seen anybody?" and it cuts to Jess, and I swear it's either a towel or like the flag. She's got like an American flag towel. So it was like the perfect, like, here's your all-American Marine, and then here's this beautiful girl with this American towel, and he's like, he's literally he's going, have you ever seen anything so gorgeous? And it's like the Marine sitting there. But anyway, so I mean, their first show they did together, they met their significant other, and then they went and did a separate show together again, and they won. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of amazing. I mean, listen, if you're willing to seize opportunity and take advantage of it, I mean, there's all kinds of things that can happen for them. They started a coffee company. I think they've done a lot more since then. Well, not I think. I mean, I know. And they've got opportunity. But you know, Cody's also written a book about staying healthy. I mean, the dude's in massively good shape, and I'm probably need to listen. I need to listen to him a lot better. He's definitely on the intermittent fast and more kind of I think close more to like saving more of your calories to the end of the day, but stay under your calorie limit and you know, just be smart about it. And so anyway, so yeah, so he's wrote a book and then but he's got an Instagram where he's kind of, you know, he's Cody's very he gives, I mean, as he went to Iraq. I mean, I think when they pulled out of Iraq, he had a really good insight. I mean, they even had a video of him way back when where he said, you know, if we ever leave Afghanistan, it's going to fall to pieces because they just don't have the people in place to support the infrastructure needed. And you know what? Unfortunately, and it is unfortunate, is there was some truth to what he said. And so yeah. They were, I think he'd be great to have on because just how he thinks and what he says. I mean, I think it's great. So, I mean, it's well thought out.
Speaking of Christian Bale, did you?
I know it. I saw it. It's such a weird ass.
Do you know who this is right here? Do you know who this is? Who plays this? That is Russell freaking Crowe.
God, you know what?
Have you seen how ripped? Look at this guy. Look at him. Look at that.
No, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? I thought about this. No, my God, look at that. That is like.
And the women just fall.
I'm going to be like that one day. I'm going to be like that one day.
It kills me.
How many guys would be like, "Yep, I'm going to go gay for Thor."
I mean, look how weirdo this is, man. That is just such a weird. I mean, that's so weird.
No, that's what I'm saying. How many of these guys, like, okay, Oscar Isaacs, Christian Bale, Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
I mean, and one of my actors I really, really like, a guy by the name of Christopher Eccleston, all had roles in, you know, Marvel movies that are like, in 15 years ago, 20 years ago, these guys never would have been dreamed of being in a superhero movie. And now, like, everybody's in one of these. Oh, that's such a great scene.
It is.
Literally, dude. I can quote that scene to you left and right.
Go for it. Go for it.
Do you smell that? Do you smell that? What does that smell like? It smells like money. It smells like money. You know? It's like, oh, is that what you're here for? Is that what you're here for? You're here to make fun of me and run me out? Like, no. He's like, no, Mark's just like that, you know?
It is. You're right. It's such a great scene. I love it.
It's money. No, hey, let me tell you something. I have so much respect for Adam McKay, and if there was an opportunity that I got a chance to work with him, it would. Oh shit! That's one of my favorite scenes from that show too. But if I had such an opportunity to work with Adam McKay, I think the way that he's making films. I think Adam McKay and Michael Lewis are doing things that have the ability to really affect where the world goes. I think Michael Lewis's writings about how the world's working, how stock trading is going, how all this other stuff is, you know, and everything he writes about literally opens the door for change. And I think what Adam McKay did with The Big Short, and he has tried to do, there's been some pushback with, the Lakers story is
winning
he tells it in
right
such
here.
A way. Do I know?
Yeah, Winning Time. Yeah.
Yeah, Winning Time is, which I actually liked. I liked a lot of Winning Time. But it's it brings people into a story like never before. I want to write more stories where we break the fourth wall. I'm a huge Adam McKay fan. Like I put Adam McKay definitely in my top three directors and writers.
So
I mean
so here's kind of so he co-wrote Anchorman,
yeah,
legend,
which
Talladega
I don't
Nights,
care about any of
fine.
those.
The other guys, Farrell and McKay, I was
McKay
pure
won me over
extension.
with The Big Short, and he's doing the same thing with Winning Time, and I think he's going to do a whole lot more, and I think that's what's really interesting. And I'll tell you one other thing: the guy's really, 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 really smart. You know,
Well, I'm sure he is. I mean, yes. I mean,
I
you
mean,
have to be
to
pretty.
be able to understand the market and really what happened in 2008, been able to write a story around it is a really big deal.
I've never seen the film. Let's see, what is this? The Street, director Joel Bellinger. How does Wall Street influence the economy? On the heels of the financial crisis, Wall Street for some. When was this? When was this made? They never
I
say
haven't
when
seen
stuff
that
is
one.
made. I don't know if this got released anywhere. Let's see. This is a neat little website this dude's got.
Mm-hmm.
We the Economy. Film The Wall Street. Okay. How can I watch you? You're just embedded on your website? That's kind of neat. Okay. Oh, this is okay, short film. Okay, I got you. 9 minutes. Okay. So this isn't like this isn't released like to the world or anything. Okay. I was looking at Adam McKay. Adam McKay says Will Ferrell hasn't returned his emails since they're split. Ferrell's never going to talk to me again. I don't know what happened there.
I can tell you exactly what happened there. McKay made Winning Time. Farrell wanted to play Jerry Buss, and
Yep.
McKay said no, it really isn't for you, and that was the split. And I watched Winning Time, and I consistently looked at Winning Time and wondered what would be the possibility that Will Ferrell would have been able to deliver the performance that Riley did, John Riley did, and I would have to say that watching that had to be a double-edged sword for Will Ferrell, and I'm going to say for two reasons. Clearly, the issue of why the split with Adam was, but on the same side, like him and John C. Riley are still good friends. Like he's got to celebrate his friend and one of his friend's best performances. I mean, John C. Riley did a goddamn good job. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, but you just
yeah, dude. Hey, dude, you're gonna get us bleeped off of YouTube, man.
Oh, I thought about that. I actually thought about that when I said it. I was really looking for just emphasis.
Yeah. You can't be cussing, dude. We'll get censored, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll believe it in the whatever. I won't do it again.
I mean, we can't bleep it. It's live. It's
okay.
there.
Well, fine. We won't do it again. My point is this: John C. Riley had a career performance. I mean, it was just great. I mean, he did a great job. Whether you agree the story is what it is or not, the performance was solid. And Will Ferrell watching that has to kind of fall in a big question, like what would that show have looked like if Will Ferrell had played Jerry Buss?
I don't think it would have been as good.
No, I don't think it would either. I mean, I think John C. Riley delivered a fantastic performance, whether you agree that that's how it happened or not.
Right.
Say the word damn.
Hey, bro.
Hey.
I got to roll. It's 11. I got to
too.
go to bed.
Can I say the word damn? Did you just leave? All right. Well, I guess that means he's gone. I don't know if we're still live or not, but if we are, so he was an accident. Are you coming on? Hang on. Let me see if he answers this. If not, then we're gonna leave, and I guess that's gonna end the show. So, yo, yeah, I can't hear you. I don't know if that's me or you. Hang on. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't hear you, but I'm still. Can you hear me? Thumbs up or thumbs down? If you can hear me, throw a thumbs up. Okay, I can't hear you. I don't know why I can't hear you, but I can hear you. Yeah. Damn, it's hot. Check your settings on your mic. I love the fact that it says, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I will be very interested to see if, anyway, another story another time. We'll worry about it later. But anyway, I'm going to close the show out. I just need you to end it because it says like we're still live. When you left, we were still live. So I'm going to let you just make sure that it closes out because it says you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. So this is the very first episode of the Mr. Market After Dark, and it's Caleb Dismute, Hunter Gardner here, rolling up. We got a bunch of stuff. We're going to be coming back tomorrow night. We're going to be here every Monday to Thursday or Sunday to Thursday night, where we're going to be. Should we do it Sunday or Thursday? What do you think about? Should we do a show every night, or should we do a show like 3 nights a week? What do you think? 3, 4, 3 or 4? 3 or 4? Can you still hear me? Yes or no? Can you hear me? All right. I don't even know if you can hear me. Somewhere between Sunday and Thursday night, we're gonna be having a bunch of shows, and definitely check it out. It's gonna be Mr. Market After Dark or The Market After Dark or Watch the Market After Dark, one of them. And we're gonna be talking about a little bit of everything. It's 2 hours, 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock every other night. So we'll have it all down. And watching you do that is the funniest thing. That's hilarious. All right. I'm heading out, leaving, close the show. See you later. Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.